Today I'm going to tell you why I call my testimony Beauty for Ashes. So when I was 3 years old, I was involved in a car accident. And during that car accident, I was told that the car flipped over 4 times and I went through the front window shield. And on the crash scene, um, they couldn't find me. Like, I was lost. But I'm going to get more into detail. So it was like a regular day. My godmother picked me up early from daycare, like around 4 p.m. And I was really excited to see her because I like me and her, like we're like very close. So I was really excited to see her and see that she picked me up from daycare. And I was told that we was going down south for my aunt's birthday, and so I was really excited. Um, it was my aunt's two best friends in the back seat, and my godmother in the passenger seat, and my godmother's boyfriend at the time. He was driving. Everything was going as planned. We was on the road. Day became night, and it was good. I remember climbing up in the front to sit on her lap, and everything went downhill from there. So, I remember like being in a dark place at a young age. I didn't really know where I was at. It was just like 1 minute I was in the car, and then 1 minute I was just out. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't know what was going on. But me being that young, I knew that I wasn't alone. Like, even though I was alone in the woods, I knew that I wasn't alone because I was on the right. I was like guided to the right place, like guided to the right, on the right track to where my godmother was at. And I remember traveling and finally getting to see her. And I remember her like calling out for help. Remember her seeing that. And me at a young age, I didn't know what was going on, but I knew that like emotions, like she was like crying and stuff and like yelling. So I was kind of like confused, like what's going on. I was like kind of getting fear. I was like fear. I had fear in me. And so I guess I passed out after I saw her because I remember just being around like different people. And I guess now think about it, at the time, I guess those were the doctors, and I was in a helicopter. I was told I was rushed to that I was in a helicopter and I was rushed to a children's hospital because my forehead was like split open, like my forehead was gone, basically. And I went there to the children's hospital by myself. I wasn't with my parents at the time, and my godmother told me that she had to like sign off on like to get me like to get surgery on my forehead because it was really bad. So it was like emergency. So she signed up for me. She told me, and at that time I was like, I didn't really know what was going on, but the only thing I really feared like at that time was like the needle. Like I remember like the doctors like giving me a needle, and I was like really scared because a needle with little kids, it don't mix. So I was really like, that's the only thing I was really scared of, like was a needle. But I remember I remember being in the hospital, and I was kind of scared because it was new and I wasn't with my parents, like, but I knew that they came to get me after a while, but I wasn't with them, and I was kind of like alone. And I feel like that also just made me stronger too, because like it made me like independent kind of. I feel like as I am now, I don't know if it's just because I'm the youngest, but I just feel like I'm just like independent. I just got that. So I remember being in the hospital, and my mom also told me that like one of the nurses who was taking care of me, like she stayed overnight with me because her shift was over, but she stayed overnight with me because I told her like I didn't want to die. So I was really kind of scared, but that's normal. But then that came, I was recovering from my car accident that I was in, and everything went smooth. But I remember when I got back home, like I went to the church that I was in at the time, and I remember like it was like they had like an ice cream truck outside, and I was just like really happy to get some ice cream. And everybody was just like coming up to me, hugging me, and like crying and stuff. And I was just so confused. Like, I did not know what was going on. because me being so young. But as I got older, and with me being like, at what that happened to me at a young age, with me getting older, it's like I just grew my scar basically. So it didn't really like affect me like. But once I started like going to school, and I can say like around middle school, a lot of people started asking me questions about it, because it's like middle school is like, middle. It's kind of like everything's going crazy kind of. And I remember being in middle school, and like I would get people would ask me questions about like what happened, like we got that scar on your forehead, whatever. And it didn't really bother me like at first, like when I was in elementary school and stuff, like just going through life, because like it became a part of me, so I didn't really like pay attention to it. But when you get into school and stuff, and like other people say things, it's kind of like it kind of sticks to you, make you look like feel different about it. And sometimes I would get like kids who make fun of it, but I didn't really like care at that point, like at that time, because like I knew that it was like a testimony of mine. So I wasn't really like paying attention to people, but I did get like questions in school like, oh, what's that, like, kind of like bullies, but it didn't really bother me. But after me growing up, and me becoming older, and me being a woman, it's like you start to like look at yourself different. So it's like I started to like look in the mirror more, and I started to get in my head like I became my own enemy. Like care about what the other people say, like because I know like my family always was supportive, like always telling me I'm beautiful, and like just always I just knew that I love my scar. But I could say like at one moment in time I didn't really like it. And I remember like looking in the mirror and stuff, and like I would like find like different like scratches on me, like cuts and stuff on me, not scratches but like cuts on me and stuff. And I would start to like really like downgrade myself, like I'm happy about it, and it was something that I was like really insecure about. But it was weird to me because it's like before I didn't really like notice it, like I never really talked about it or expressed it to anybody, like, but me being like myself and like seeing different things, and I'm just like that, like you look at your scars, you just be like, wow, like that happened to me. And I remember like sometimes I feel like I'm being ungrateful because of what I went through and how God brought me through. But it's like I felt like also as a human being, like even with me saying that and being like, oh, don't be ungrateful, and people like always saying, oh, it's a testimony, it's a beautiful thing. That's I accept that and I know that. But what was really a struggle for me was it was because I'm human. Like we go through things. I'm a woman. I'm growing up, becoming a woman, and like now I'm like you try to do like be this picture perfect person. And so I didn't really give my time and myself time to really like pay attention to it. And so I remember like just really feeling really bad, and I always notice that like I always see my forehead scar because I kind of got used to it because it's like on my face. But I remember I always was like I always heard like people like saying like, oh, you have like a scar behind like on like behind like right there and stuff. But I always thought it was like, oh, it's probably like a little thing. Like, I was kind of like scared to like look at it because like with me growing up and like finding like cuts on my leg or whatever from like my car accident, I was kind of like getting discouraged like every time I would look at it. So I was like, I don't really want to look behind there. Like I was kind of like scared. And so I remember this one time, I was like, you know what? I want to see it. Like I'm gonna just look at it. Like I challenged myself one time, and I looked behind my ear, and I saw the cut, and I got really emotional because I don't know why, but I got emotional because I just felt like kind of like a why me type of thing. But then again, I was like, don't be like ungrateful because like God brought you through this and everything. But me as being a human, like we have emotions. I had to realize that it's okay to feel those emotions because now I can work through it, and I can encourage myself because it's sort of like just pushing my emotions back and just not accepting that one thing. I feel like a lot of people always tell you all about your story, like, oh, you should be grateful, you're still here, that's I love it. But I feel like as a human, you have to appreciate you. You have to believe, you have to appreciate yourself. So sometimes you do have to look at yourself, and you have to take that into consideration. Like, okay, this is me, and I had to learn how to like grow with it, and just don't let it like bring me down. So like I do like, you know, see like scars and stuff, see my scars and stuff, and it used to bring me down, but now it don't. Like now I'm like empowered by it actually, and it actually encourages me, like with everything I went through, and it also it's like an encouragement to me now. I don't look at it as, I used to look at it and get discouraged, but now every time I look at it, I get encouraged now, because it reminds me of how strong I am as a person to go through something like that and still remain who I am, and still, you know, be confident in myself. Because I don't know how time people see me like I'm a very like reserved person. Like I'm very like kind of shy and stuff, but that's just who I am. Like, you know. So it's like I just realized like going through emotions and going through like my scars and like appreciating them, I've actually found confidence in myself and found out that this is who I am at the end of the day, and it's just who I am, and to appreciate that. So I always look at it as encouragement, like I always get encouraged by it. But I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy. Like I didn't just wake up like, oh, one day, oh, it's whatever. Like it does bother me sometimes. It is something that kind of bothers me here and there. But I know that that's not something I should feel about it. And I like if I looked at it back then and I didn't really like appreciate it, I probably would have like been like really crazy, like discouraged and everything. But with me just like continuing to embrace it, it's all about embracing it. And it's not gonna be easy. Like it's not gonna just, you know, happen overnight or, you know, 1 month. Like it's good. It's probably gonna take time. People take longer. You know, it take a long time for everything. But I really appreciate myself for actually taking it. Like, you know, like looking at it and being like, I gotta boss up type stuff. Like, you know, it's like this is who you are. And I got strong from it. Like a lot of things, when I feel like I can't do something, I look out and I look back, you know, and be like, look what you've been through. Like look what God brought you through. Like you could do anything. Every time I try, like I feel like I can't do something and I get like stressed, because it's like that's normal like emotions. You know, I get overwhelmed with life and stuff. I just realized like, no girl, like you're stronger than, like you're really strong. And you have to encourage yourself. I feel like even you could be told like by like family or like friends or like lovers, like yeah, I have a lover. Like you can get told like, oh, this is beautiful, it's beautiful, it's a part of you, but you can get told a lot of like they could tell you that too, like blue in the face, but it's like you have to believe it. You have to see that in yourself. So it's like all about yourself, and you should take time for yourself to, you know, embrace yourself, you know, and don't depend on somebody else to always see that too. Be there for you first before you want somebody else to be there for you. I feel like, you know, you gotta be there for yourself. So me taking the time, because I used to, like I said, I used to be scared to like look behind. Like I have like a cut like in the back, like right over here. I used to be scared to look back, like to look at it, because I feel like it was like me finding like scars and stuff. I was just like kind of tired of it. I was like, nah, I know it's something back there, but I'm not gonna look at it. But one day I did it, and I'm glad I did it, because it really just encouraged me. And it wasn't like no words being said. It was like your tears can say more than words. Like that's what I felt at that moment. Like, and it really encouraged me. Like mirror to see like behind, and when I saw it, I got so emotional. And I'm not really like, I'm not really like emotional like that. Like I don't really get emotional about stuff like that, because I feel like whatever about it, because it's like it's different scars. So it's like my forehead scar, like I feel like I grew to just appreciate it, because it was a part of me growing up. Like this is all I knew. Every time I look in the mirror, that this is just, I have a scar on my forehead. Like, I grew with it, but as I started growing up and I started like, you know, like viewing myself like, like you could kind of like, I kind of just started like doubting myself and like discouraging myself. And I realized that, and I was like, nah, that's not me. Like, that's not me. Like, I don't do that. But when I started to really look at it, because I used to be scared to look, but when I really started looking at my scars, I was happy that I did it, because when I was in the bathroom, I looked at my scar and I was crying, I was emotional. That was encouraging me, even though it felt like, if you probably look at me, you'd be like, oh my gosh, why is she crying? Like, you know, it was like my tears. It was just like, I can't even explain it. It was something different. Like, it was something way like amazing. Like, I can't even put it into words. Like, it really just boosted my confidence even more, because something that I used to be scared to look at and ashamed to look at, and I actually did it, and I was just like, wow, like I really did. I've been through a lot at a young age. I just know who I am, and I just know I'm like, this is me. And so like when I say that my testimony is beauty for ashes, it's because I feel like I was in a dark place when it came to my scars and stuff. Like, I was kind of like scared to look at it and scared to see it, but like, me being like knowing God, that helped me a lot too. And he brought me out of like that dark place, and made me realize that my scars is really beautiful, and it's something that like encourages me. Like, I'm gonna say it makes me, because like I am who I am, but I just feel like God allows everything to happen for a reason. And I feel like these scars actually encourage me, like more than a lot of people saying, oh, you're beautiful, you're this. Like, my scars even just encourage me. It's like, you can hear, oh, you're beautiful, and some people hear they're beautiful and they're amazing, they do this, and they don't even think, like, they don't even feel that from themselves. It's like, my flaws encourage me. Like, what people would call a flaw, it encouraged me. Like, beauty for ashes, God taking me, I feel like for me is God taking me out of that dark place, that dark, horrible place, and putting me into the light, and putting me out there and saying, look, you're beautiful, you got this, you gotta keep going. All your flaws that you have, whether it's burn marks, scars, acne, some people have acne, whatever it is that you feel like is not beautiful, like what everybody call beautiful, don't worry about it. Like, one thing that helped me, encourage me, was my relationship with God, and also my family encouraged me a lot. And just being around positive people. If you going through something, like whether it's through scars, like I said, burn marks, whatever, cancer, even girls with cancer, they lose their hair and stuff. Whatever you're going through, I feel like for encouragement, or like something that's to help you, that I'm gonna say would just help me. Maybe it can help you. You could try it out. One thing is looking at yourself in the mirror and accepting it. You have to accept it. Like, you know, like you have to accept it. Don't make it define you. Like, don't make it like put a limit on you. Don't let your scars, or what you went through, or what you have, or what you don't think is beautiful, put a limit on you. Like, don't let it do that. So like, one thing you have to do is, I call acceptance. Another thing is having a relationship with God helped me a lot. Like, knowing like who I am, and just knowing that he got me out of that place, like got me through a car accident that's really like crazy, like that, a really crazy car accident. I feel like that's encouragement right there. So God and family. If you have even friends, if you have good, like a outsource. I know a lot of people say, oh yes, God, but you know, God is good too. But I feel like God also places people in your life for a reason too. So if you have a good person to talk to, whether it's your sister, your brother, like whatever, like if you have family, friends, whatever you have, I feel like you should talk to people about it. I talk to my siblings about it. Like, my siblings help me with a lot of stuff. So like, I talk to my siblings about it. I talk to my parents about it. Like, if you have people, I feel like you should talk about it. Definitely talk about it. Make it a discussion. Don't like hold it in, because one thing I was doing was holding like my emotions in, and like holding it in, and being scared to face it. It really just bring you down. So I feel like you should also always talk about it. And don't be ashamed to like say how you feel about it. And yeah, that's pretty much my encouragement, and I hope everything is well. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you can leave them. I'll answer them. But I feel like I'm at a better place, and I hope this encouraged you. And just keep going, keep doing your thing, and don't let your scars define you.